I'm Jason Joyce. I'm an 8th generation lobsterman on Swans Island. I represent over 200 years of Joyce testosterone. You gotta learn to think like a lobster. I've learned how to coax that lobster into my trap with a free meal and turn him into a meal.
Well, I'm Joshua Joyce. Lobstering is, I think it's a great life. It's not for everybody, but it's for me, is what I've chosen, and I'm glad I have. But my father, Spencer Joyce, one of the most unique characters I've ever met. There's a few out there, but he I think will top it all. He's very sophisticated.
Boy, they jumped on him like fly on turd.
He loves technology.
Missed call.
Was that one of those waterproof ones?
I have no idea. Oh boy, we'll see what it works.
He's always full of good advice.
Blow your nose on your sleeve.
You never know what he's going to say.
Josh and I are walking around with Stephen Rockefeller, and he's a tree hugger. Everything's environmentalist. And
the way he feels about summer people are, he's glad to see him come, but he's very glad to see him go.
They asked the damnedest questions. How come all the lobster fishermen pack their boats the same way? Stupid stuff like that. You know? The wind's blowing southwest, and they're all going this way, and when they're going that way.
He's hardworking. Of course, he had a stroke a few years back, and he still continues to press on. But he's quite the fella. Last year, there was a famous author here, and he was kind of making fun of her socks.
Come on, Andrew, you're lagging behind you.
Been coming to the island since the early 90s, since I was a little kid. Got hooked up with Jason and his dad about 10 years ago. Came up for vacation and ended up being a working vacation. But I keep coming back here. Sometimes I don't know why, but there's just something about the island I like.
What do I have here? Well, it's a combination of dung fart and dung ring. You know what dung is?
He's intense, driven, determined, all business, sometimes scary. When most men are in bed, he's awake, already has 4 hours into the day. The average man has an average sack. Carlton's is about 10 men into one. Might even be a steel sack.
He spent some time in the military. It was during peacetime, but I think he still killed people. When you work with him, you'll work just as fast as you can, and he'll work a little bit faster. And if you don't keep up, you're a dud, you're a slacker, you're an idiot, meathead. If your body fat is over 5%, he'll point it out. Paint never gets a chance to wear out on the house. My mother's like a machine. She's like a worker ant. If she can't reach it, she'll climb a ladder until she gets to it, and then she'll make her mark. She's 4 feet of fury. They're both 73 years old. Between the two of them, they're like a good power 80s rock song that just keeps pounding away, but they hate rock music. Dad calls it acid rock.
$110, I think, something like that, for one stupid navigation light. Wow. I couldn't believe it. It cost about $400 just to change my navigation lights around. JC drove it right up into his
gums. Yeah, you come in with a paper towel hanging out of his mouth, water running all over it. You had an apron on today?
You didn't have tips.
Yeah.
Tip jar.
You tip me, I'll make you coffee.
You're like, I got a tip for you. Make me some friggin' coffee.
Look at that. Look at that, boy. I got them beauties up there now. Boy, I tell you, they're gonna want you quick.
They talk weird up here.
Wicked, cussed, bald-faced, friggin' Judas Priest!
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. Too much bread. You know what? I was gonna put mustard on it. I forgot. And a friggin' thing on that sandwich.
What was our expect?
Oh, that ham. Oh, look at that. Oh, that good one.
I like the fact that we're kind of in a different time zone. Not literally. It's a different way of life. It's a slower way of life. And people take time to appreciate things that I think a lot of people take for granted.
Oh, he gonna smell sweet if he goes to lunch.
I know, you're gonna give him Bob. Oh, let him have it, let him have it.
Good food, high protein. They're gonna have it.
They say, have you lived here all your life? I said, well, not yet. Sons of bitches!